Hello and welcome back to Sorare Assist. Adam here, and today I'm going to be picking my first ever NBA limited SAD. If you like this video, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you're not signed up to Sorare yet, sign up, use the link below to get a free limited card and 13 common cards on the football version of Sorare. If you want to sign up to the NBA version, you'll need to buy 5 cards and then you'll also get your free limited card. Same with the MLB version. Okay guys, let's kick things off then. So as I say, today I'm going to be picking my first ever limited SAD in the Sorare NBA. This has obviously just been unlocked now, the limited contender. Rare contender I won't be competing in because I won't be buying any rare cards just yet. So today I'm going to be working my way through, picking my teams. I've got some sites as well lined up, some lineups, predicted sites, odd sites, things like that. I'm going to show you my method that I'm thinking of using. We'll see how we'll get on. Hope you guys enjoy this. I have bought some limited cards on Sorare as well. Just quickly show you these now. So I've got Jalen Smith, Cameron Johnson, Milik Beasley, Derek White, Chris Duarte, Jordan Poole, Gary Trent Jr., Mikal Bridges. I've also gone for Kelly Oubre Jr., Trae Young, Nick Richards, he's one of my MVP type cards, Sadiq Bey, Spencer Dinwiddie, LaQuence Dort, Jordan Clarkson, OG Anunoby, Harrison Barnes, Jason Tatum, who is another one of my MVP picks, so one of my better players, and also Dillon Brooks. So that is my limited signings that I'm going to stick with. I'm just going to see how these guys get on over the next weeks and months. So guys, let's get over to the upcoming tournaments page then. So I'm first of all going to obviously concentrate on my limited contender SAD. So we have 110 points to use here. So this is the points cap. Now you don't have an MVP player in this contender division either, so you can't pick an MVP player in one of the slots. Now the MVP player won't be affected by the points cap. So if I was to pick Tatum in an eligible competition where you could pick an MVP player, this would not reduce the remaining points there. You can use one player as your MVP that won't get affected by the points cap. But in the contender, all your players are affected by the points cap, and we've got 5 players to pick. So if we get our calculator here, on average, that means we've got 22 points per player for this tournament on average. Okay, so as you can see, that doesn't really leave much room for movement, and as you can see, quite a lot of my players have got higher averages than that. But some of the players as well have also bought some with this in mind. Now the first player that does spring to mind to me is Nick Richards for the Hornets. So we'll see if he's going to be starting. I think this guy makes sense to pick. He's obviously got a really low average currently. Now if he's not starting, this could pose some potential problems, but I would have to pick these players as long as they are all expected to start, of course. So we'll have a look at Nick Richards then first of all for the Hornets. So he's not predicted to start on this site here, and he's not predicted to start on that one. So this is not looking good. Let's have a look at the predictions for this game is not actually on this site yet either, so that is a little bit of a pain. Now the lineups for the NBA can be pretty much last minute, some of them, so it is something you would need to check right near the deadline, I would say, to make sure there's no last minute injury news or anything like that. But on the face of this today, obviously I'm going to check it near the deadline, these teams that I picked today. On the face of it today though, it looks like Nick Richards is not going to be starting potentially. So let's have a look at Malik Beasley for the Utah Jazz. So it doesn't look like he's going to be starting either potentially. Beasley, it looks like he's going to be on the bench, so he could get some game time. So that is, it is looking like he's going to be on the bench. Let's have a look at Duarte here, and also White for the Celtics. So Derek White looks like he is going to be starting. Now that's good for the Celtics here. Another thing that I like to take note of as well in the basketball is the points expected total of the game, which is here, 223.5. So obviously the more points expected, obviously you'd think that your player would potentially have more chance of getting more points as well. So this is the game totals. As you can see, they're at the top here on all these predictions. But yeah, so that is something to take a note of. And also, of course, the odds as well. So the Celtics are the favourites in this game against the Bulls, as you can see, 1.5. So that's something to take note of. But we have to also take into consideration that the players may have more than one game as well. But majority of the time, when the deadline does approach, we're probably only going to get the odds for the upcoming game. But if you do know your basketball, you might be able to guess what the odds are, who the favourites are going to be in the following match as well. But in this case, Derek White only has one game, so I am just going to put him in the first slot. Now that is good, because he's got a 20 average, and obviously the average overall is around 22 per player. So we'll carry on with this method. Let's have a look at Dwight. Hopefully he's going to be starting here. No, it looks like Dwight's going to be on the bench here. So that's a bit worrying. So we'll have a look at the next one. So we've got Cameron Johnson here. Now we've not got any actual predicted lineups for that team yet, so we just need to. I'm just going to look at the previous game just to see if he was a starter. I'll also do the same for Kelly Oubre as well, because his game's on the 27th and 26th. I've not got the actual lineups for those games just yet. So Kelly Oubre did start the last game for the Hornets, so I would expect him to start this one as well. Cameron Johnson here, so I don't know if he's going to start in here. Doesn't look like he's going to be starting for the Sacramento Kings. So I don't think Cameron Johnson is going to be playing by the looks of things. Although he did start the last game actually, so he could potentially start. So this site's good actually. I think this is showing you all the lineups, the regular lineups in general for most of the players, which is actually really useful. So it looks like Cameron Johnson is one of the starters here. Dwight as well actually for the Pacers. So Dwight could come in, so that's good. He's got 2 games as well. So we're going to put him in. Cameron Johnson, I'll put him in as well. Where is he? Cameron Johnson. Let's have a look at Beasley for the Hornets again on this site here. So yeah, it's not expected to be starting in general, Richards. So Beasley for Richards for the Hornets, sorry. Beasley's for Jazz. Let's just check him. Beasley, no, he's not expected to start, is he? We've already checked that one actually. Oubre, I think he was expected to be starting this one. It's the Hornets as well, isn't he? Oh no, he's not. So he looks a bit of a risk. What about Poole then? No, it's not looking like he's a starter there for Golden State. We've got Clarkson here for the Jazz. He's not starting either. Oh, he's expected to start here though. That's good for the Jazz on this site here, RotoWire. So he's expected to be a starter for these. So I'm going to put him in as well. So now we've got a 28 average left, guys, after picking all those. And we've got a few options here as well. Just want to check all these are expected for. Dwight is as well on here. So that's good. Cameron Johnson, I think he was a little bit dodgy, but we've not really got any expected lineups in general for that team yet. Clarkson does look like he's going to be starting for Jazz as well. So that's given us a bit of a leeway in terms of who will compete next, guys. Let me just look at the odds for Jazz. I think we need to take this into consideration as well when I'm just going to look at the others. So it's pretty even matchup, that one. And 231 total points. So that's pretty high total points average, that. So that to me is looking decent. He's looking a good pick actually. Johnson will probably need to pick him anyway just because of his average potentially, but we have got 28 left, so let's just have a look at. We've not got the actual odds for that game yet though. No, we've not got the odds for that one yet. And Dwight, let's have a look at his game. So Pacers are not the favourites at all in that one against the 76ers. Is that the game that he's got? Pacers. Yeah, 76ers then against Chicago. So 227 is the expected average there. But Dwight isn't an expected starter on this site, but he is on this one. So a bit of conflicting information there. So we've got a bit of wiggle room here though. So Poole, I don't think he was going to be started, although we've not actually got the lineups for that yet. What about Harrison Barnes for the Kings? Harrison Barnes, so he is generally a starter for them by the looks of things. Don't think we've got the odds for that game yet though. Not really got any information for that matchup yet. It looks like he is a potential starter, so he might be a bit of a safer pick than Dwight for now. What does that leave us? 24, so there is a guy here with 24 average. We've got two guys actually. Again though, we might have information for this guy here. Dylan Brooks for the Grizzlies in terms of a potential odds and if he's going to start. So Dylan Brooks, let's have a look at this then. So he is going to be starting, that's good, potentially, that's predicted. 2-8 is the total as well, which isn't too bad. What's the odds for this game? 1.8. So they are the slight favourites as well in that one. So I think he's looking a good pick there. So put him in. Now that is the full points cap used up there. Now I think I'm confident of these four starting. I think Cameron Johnson was a bit of a dodgy one in terms of him starting. He's only got one game as well, you see. If he had two games, it might make it a bit easier. It might start one of them. But on this game, it's saying that he is generally a starter. On this site here, he's saying it's generally a starter. And it's also saying Chris Dwight is generally a starter as well for the Pacers. But on this site, it's saying that he's not really going to be starting. He could be on the bench on this site here, Roto Grinders. And it's not the easiest fixture either. As you can see from the odds, it looks like the 76ers are the total favourites in this one. We've not got any odds yet for this game here with for the Suns. Although I think Suns are a pretty decent outfit. Obviously the Warriors are as well. Probably one of the favourites for the overall championship. But in terms of other options, there's not really that many. Beasley doesn't like he's going to be starting this one for Jazz. Chris Dwight does have two games though. The other game's against Chicago Bulls. But the Pacers are not the best, are they? I think I'm just going to have to go with Cameron Johnson here, guys. Now I could go to my shortlist potentially. I think I might do that now. So I have got some players shortlisted here that I'm looking for in terms of potentially buying if I did need to for the based on the fixtures, that sort of thing. So let's have a look at some of these guys' availability at the moment then. Now, if I was to get rid of Johnson, I'd need a player with an average of 20 in his last 10, as you can see. I think Johnson is the only dodgy one here. So if I can get a 20 or below, so these guys are the potential options. Johnson, Suggs. These are in order of how good I think they are as well. So the bottom ones are the most favourable ones. As you can see, these are all players that have got a low average. So we'll just have a quick look at these. See if any of them are likely to be starting. What about this guy here then? So Jalen Suggs for the Magic. When's their next game? Have they got a... so no, it doesn't look like he's going to be playing that one. Dosunmu for the Bulls. It's going at a quite hefty price at the moment. There is an auction though that ends in a couple of hours. There's also one here that ends in an hour and 8 minutes. So I could potentially get him on auction. So the Bulls then, who have they got coming up? Have we got information of their starting lineup on here? If we haven't, I don't really want to risk it. We have. And he is going to be starting. That's interesting. 2-2-3 is the average there. But as we know, Celtics are the favourite in this one. By quite a lot. But obviously it doesn't mean that the Bulls can't score well, of course. So he could certainly be an option. He's coming at a pretty hefty price though. But he's only 22. Could potentially snap him on the market. And we know he's going to be starting. That's the positive. Let's have a look at Melton then. 76ers. As we know, they've got a good matchup coming up as well. Against the Pacers. but I don't know if we've actually got the team availability for this one yet. Oh, we have. So it doesn't look like he's going to be predicted to start, this guy. So let's move on to Achua for Raptors. Doesn't look like he's going to be starting there. He's potentially going to be on the bench, so we'll get rid of him. So the last potential option is Kuminga for the Golden State. Now again, I don't think we're going to have the lineup information for this team, are we? No, it doesn't look like it. So what I think I'm going to do, guys, is I'm probably going to snap up this guy on the auction here. So 1 hour 6 minutes for this to end. So I am going to actually snap this guy up, guys, on the Sorare auction, just to put in this team, because I think he's a good choice to finish off this lineup, just to play it safe, just to make sure that I've got a player that looks like he's going to be starting. Looks like he has got he is young as well, so I think it's looking a good option here. He's got 18 in his last 10 as well, so it does qualify for that. It does qualify for the team as well to be able to slot into the place of Cameron Stewart. So apart from that though, guys, I think this team's looking good. They're all looking likely to start. Fairly decent odds in all of the games as well. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and submit that team, guys. I will of course make this signing off camera after this video, but I will put him in the place of Cameron Johnson just to play it safe. So I'm going to go ahead and submit that, and of course I will be able to utilise this guy as well in other games as well, other upcoming game weeks. So it does look like you're going to need a little bit of flexibility in terms of your teams with the points cap there on the Sorare NBA. Really love this points cap though. I think it's a fantastic idea. I'm hoping that they bring a similar thing into the MLB, potentially even some tournaments on the football as well. I think it's going to be really good for some new starters, because obviously you need the players that are a bit cheaper, and those stacks can't always get to the top of the pile like we see currently on the Sorare football. So guys, that was it for this video. Just a very short video. I will pick my other common teams off camera, but this is the team that I'm hoping is going to get me some nice rewards. Obviously Cameron's going to be replaced with Dosunmu, as we know, but I'm hoping this team can do the business for me, get some decent rewards in the upcoming first ever limited game week. If you did like this video, guys, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you're not signed up to Sorare NBA yet, sign up, use the link below. After buying your first 5 cards, you will get a limited card. This is the best sign up link out there. Of course, it's the affiliate link that other affiliates will have as well. But I do really appreciate it if you do use my link, because that's obviously going to support my content going forward. Check out my Patreon as well, guys, for regular football scouting on there, and SorareAssist.com for more free Sorare content. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Good luck to you guys as well in the first ever NBA limited or rare teams if you are looking to enter the rare competition. And I'll let you know how I get on in the next videos coming up. Okay guys, thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you again soon.